In this episode, we're camped at 4 Mile Creek State Park in the northwest corner of New York on the banks of Lake Ontario. In this episode, we should visit Niagara Falls, the Fort Niagara Fort, and it's 4th of July weekend. Party atmosphere. The park is packed. Should be a lot of fun. So Beth and I are here today at Fort Niagara. They're doing a reenactment of the battle in 1759 where the British seized the fort and eventually defeated the French after about a 9-day battle. British camp was actually about 4 miles away in the 4 Mile Creek State Park where we're actually camping now.
Stop it.
Guys, they also have a reenactment camp here showing you what life was like back in the 1750s in this part of the world. This is the Fort Niagara Lighthouse. It was the first lighthouse on the Great Lakes. Guys, we're all set up here in Olcott, New York. It's Saturday, July 3rd, and we're waiting for the fireworks to go off. Somebody told us to come up here and go to Olcott, so we did. We pulled up. We kind of got a parking lot in the middle of everything. I'm almost looking around like, is it illegal to park here or something? But it's not. So I think we're good, and we're waiting for the fireworks to start. Today we're visiting at Niagara Falls. This is the Rainbow Bridge, and what you're looking at, all the buildings over there, is on the Canadian side. We can't cross the Rainbow Bridge right now due to the border still being closed. So unfortunately we'll have to stick to the American side for today. The Rainbow Bridge was built in 1941. The previous bridge was called the Honeymoon Bridge, and ice flow from the waterfalls, Niagara Falls, all the way down to Lake Ontario. Giant chunks of ice came down and actually pushed the other bridge off its abutments, then it collapsed into the Niagara. Most of it, they said, is still down there on the bottom. All right, here we go. We got American Falls, the closest, and off in the distance there is Horseshoe Falls. So this is the bridge to Goat Island. It's just above the falls. I'd say about 300 yards. We're headed into Cave of the Winds.
The natural landscape of Niagara is quickly disappearing, creating an atmosphere more carnival than...
All right, so when you get in the tour here, they give you shoes because I guess you'll ruin yours. So they give you these shoes to wear while you're out on this tour. So we're below the falls here. That elevator we rode down was a 30-second ride to go 175 feet. It was all built by hand tools, they said. simply shovels and pickaxes. Took them 2 years. Beth getting up close and comfortable in the water at Niagara. Yeah, you can't get any closer than this. Highly recommend this tour. Yeah, we're actually up in the falls. The mist is covering us up. This is incredible. Highly recommend that experience. You cannot get any closer to the waterfall than being in the waterfall. And it's ironic, the walkways that you're standing on out there, they're built on 2x4s and 4x4s running down into the rapids. So I don't know, but it's been there a long time. But incredible experience. You're actually getting wet. You're in the waterfall, sticking your hands out in the waterfall. It's splashing you. Even the boat made it a mist. It doesn't get as close as this. Alright guys, this is the middle falls between American and Horseshoe. It's called Bridal Falls. It comes off of Goat Island. That's actually the top side of where we were down on that wind cave when we were all wearing the ponchos. Alright, so we've been at Niagara Falls State Park all day. We were getting a little burnt out on the crowds, and we've been there, gosh, at least 6 or 7 hours, yeah?
Yeah.
So we thought we'd take a ride a few miles downstream from Niagara Falls to Devil's Hole State Park and maybe do a hike here at Devil's Hole Gorge. And that should be fun. We still do intend to go back to the state park at night. We want to see Niagara Falls at night. I'm not sure if that'll be in the video because I do film on an iPhone and I'm not sure if it's going to come out at night. If it's at least watchable, I'll put it in there. And then we hope to also ride on the Maid of the Mist boat tour. So we don't know exactly what to expect from this hike, but we know pretty much it's going to be going down to there and then back up. That was the descent from Devil's Hole State Park to the Gorge Trail. And of course the Gorge Trail runs right along the Niagara River here. And there's quite a few exits. I mean, Whirlpool State Park is a little closer to the falls, a few miles. And you can also keep going on the Gorge Trail and get out to other exits farther up if you want to make it for a really long hike down here. So the Niagara River runs roughly from Lake Erie and across the Niagara Falls and then exits and ends at Lake Ontario. And we have explored all these little towns along the way north of Niagara Falls up to the tip where it empties into Lake Ontario, including Fort Niagara, which is also Niagara State Park at the tip there. And we've also been through Youngstown and Lewiston, all really charming towns along the banks of the Niagara River. Little chipmunk on a rock. These are the rapid boats. You can get on these and they'll ride these rapids. Pretty cool little cave just off the trail. It's time for our climb back up. We started at 290 feet here, and I'll try to remember to take a pic with my phone at the end showing the elevation. All right, we're probably about 3/4 of the way up now. And still got this cliff to climb. So after all this ways, they give you a handrail for the last 5 steps. Came back down where we came from. So we're back at the top, and it was a pretty easy climb for me compared to the hikes that I've been doing. But for Beth, she struggled, but that's not her thing. So I'll put the elevation right there. We started at 290 feet, and whatever that says is where we wound up. So these are the shoes they gave us when we did Cave of the Wind Tunnel, or Cave of the Winds today. It's kind of a neat little souvenir you get. But in Niagara Falls State Park, and it says Cave of the Winds, so you get to keep those. I mean, they're not the most attractive shoes. They look like bowling shoes for the beach. Alright guys, this is American Falls from the water on Maine in the Mist. We're approaching Horseshoe Falls. It's going to be so misty up there, the lens is going to be covered with water, so might not be able to get any shots up close. Alright guys, we're finally leaving Horseshoe Falls. That's the Canada side you see all in front of us. And we're motoring back to the dock now. One heck of a ride to keep you up there for a pretty good time. By the way, if you're on the bottom level, see these circle things? There's a bunch of them. You don't want to be under those. They all leak from the upper deck. Right, so the Canadian side is really lit up well at night. A lot of touristy type stuff over there.